So my first big question is, what's it like playing country music in the UK? It's typically not as big of a genre over here, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, we started writing and performing as a band probably, 6-7 years ago now, and we feel quite privileged to be riding the crest of the wave of the UK bands and artists that are doing a lot of the same sort of festivals up and down the country, and it's really, the genre's really building. And
yeah, definitely.
we feel really proud to be on that wave.
I also think musically, yes, it's a conscious decision, I guess, when you're categorising yourself in a genre, but we're just writing the music and playing the music that we've always listened to and loved. And I think we really do try and keep what we do British, but at the same time, so many of my favourite artists are American artists. And it's been a really amazing thing seeing so many of the American country artists finally coming over to the UK and doing loads of shows, so we get to catch them. So
And you guys have done a few shows I saw in America, right?
Yeah, we've done a lot of sort of showcase gigs. We've done some support slots as well, small tours, things like that.
Yes.
But whenever we're out there, we definitely try and research the local open mic and just spread the word about the band.
Yeah, and we work with quite a lot of different brands in terms of music companies and things. So Steve works with Black Star, and we've been fortunate enough to be endorsed by Auden Guitars and G7 Capos, Klotz Cables. We've met a lot of these companies, and there's opportunities sometimes for us when we've been over for things like the NAMM show, which is a massive trade show over in Anaheim in California. So we've kind of performed on shows there as well, showcasing like what their gear is and stuff. So we're quite fortunate in that respect.
Alongside some amazing artists like members of the E Street Band, Lindsay L, Sadler Vaden. I mean, really, really cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. Would you say I imagine there's a fair amount of difference between the scene over there compared to over here, or? Yeah,
it's definitely a homegrown thing in the States.
Yes.
And they've definitely got their own thing going on. And there's so many, the umbrella for country music is huge. Lots of different styles. We tend to enjoy real instruments as opposed to synthetic with what we do. So we're very much, our roots and our DNA are in blues and rock music that transpires into a country flavour. But we, like Sally said earlier, we don't try to imitate because there would be no point. We try and carry on that thought process of Atlantic tennis, you know. Someone from the States will come out that's very influential, and Britain, of course, has thrown a lot of stuff around the world that's musically influential.
But I also think in a lot of ways we're at an advantage that we play country Americana music here in the UK versus in the States, because there's so many artists over there and it's still quite a new thing here. So I feel that we do get to share lineups with some much bigger artists for being here, and even from an audience perspective, we get to see artists that might be playing stadium shows in the States in much smaller venues. So I think it's actually a really great experience. And we were over in America, and we actually we're friends with some Elaine Wilson's band, and we were fortunate enough to go to the Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts and catch her supporting Luke Combs. But it was quite a different experience, even just seeing her there and seeing the way the fans are and things, versus we've been in the audience many a time at festivals like Long Road or C2C watching some of these same artists, and it is just feels a bit different as an experience.
Definitely over here it's a listening audience.
Yes, I can imagine.
In the States, there's a lot of conversation in the audience.
And obviously you kind of touched on it a couple of times, but it must be cool to be in a more country kind of band and see the rise of like country to country and this and all that kind of thing.
We started going to C2C many years ago, and it's just growing bigger every year.
It's
and
massive this year, wasn't it?
Out of control.
And the Long Road, of course, an amazing festival that the guys put on for bands, and we're so happy to be performing this year, for sure.
Yeah, there's quite a few UK artists I've seen as well this year, which is really nice to see. And so obviously you guys have put out a fair few singles. Is it building something more kind of a longer term, like an EP or an album or something like that? Are there any
The plan has been in the works for a very long time now to have our debut album out.
Cool.
So the tracks that we've released recently, Afraid to Fall and Patient Wolves.
Yes.
We've got another single that will be out this year, and then moving on into the new year, we are hopefully to finally put down onto. It will be out as an album. We've got another host of loads of tracks that we've just been in the studio recording with Gavin Monaghan. So we're at kind of the stage where we're just getting things, final mixes, mastering, and yes. So 2024 should be an exciting year for Gasoline and Matches.
That's cool. Yeah. Have you got any kind of future plans for the end of the year then? Any more gigs or?
We're discussing. We've never really done a cluster of a few dates, which you would deem as a tour.
Yes.
So we've never done like a UK
we've never
tour.
headlined a tour.
No.
We've been on tour with other artists,
Yeah.
but we've never
Yeah.
headlined one. So we are in the process of kind of looking at when the right time is. I do feel it might be more into the new year to do that. We've got a few other shows. We host a regular songwriter round in Birmingham at the Symphony Hall.
Cool. Oh wow.
So we've got Nashville Sounds in the round, which we have international artists and UK artists performing at that, and that's every couple of months. So we've still got a few more of those happening. We're also starting a new night in the Midlands called Wish You Were Beer.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be a
That'd
bit of a
be cool.
Gasoline and Matches Nashville style party.
Is that Birmingham area as well? Or?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's actually in a venue called the Roadhouse, which is in Sutton
Okay.
Coldfield.
Yeah, the name rings a bell actually.
It's a super cool bar with lots of movie memorabilia and cool things going on. The first time I visited there, I was won over instantly when there was a T-Rex leg above the bar, and when they told me it's actually from Jurassic Park, I lost my shit a little bit because that's my favourite movie. So it's a super cool bar, but we're starting that up on the 29th of September, the first one is, and we're hoping to have some other country music guests coming to join us. It's going to be a bit of a jam, but we're leading the party and there's a DJ as well. So that's kind of our focus at the moment, is a few more shows just to play us out, and then kind of rehearsing up the set as the album, I guess, and trying to do a string of dates in the new year. We need to get back to Scotland. We love playing Scotland, and we haven't been there in a little while now. So
Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine it's quite nice to, because obviously last year was the first kind of year where everything started to get back to normal.
Yeah.
It must be nice to finally be able to book tours for
It's
wherever
great.
you want to go now.
It's fantastic doing shows in real life instead of,
Yeah.
instead of
Real
live
life
streaming.
Yeah, just streaming it, And then I kind of saw a little bit of what you guys were on about 5 or so minutes ago with the pub, right? Some sort of fire.
Yeah.
Did they purposefully burn it down?
We don't know.
I vaguely kind of read a news article
So
about it.
there's an iconic pub in the Midlands called Crooked House, or
Yes.
there was, I should say, and we had been booked to play there. We do a few pub gigs and things, make some money towards the the recordings and everything that we're doing, because when you play original music, there's not always a lot of money in that. So, but yeah, we were booked to play there. The gig got cancelled about a month or so before we were due to play. And then the night that we actually were meant to be playing, it burnt down, and it got picked up online. Someone tweeted the poster, because with a name like Gasoline and Matches, when a pub burns down, it seemed like a bit of a weird internet hoax. And Twitter, it got around 250,000 views on the original post, but we were contacted by so many different journalists and things wanting comment on it. We spoke to the Times, we had Daily Mail, BBC Radio 4 were in touch. It even
Lad
made it
Bible.
onto Lad Bible and
yeah.
ITV National News.
Oh wow.
So
It even made the story made it to the New York Times.
Oh wow.
So for our press,
I was going to say pretty good publicity in a sense.
I mean,
really.
in the worst way, but we know from living in the Midlands, and I mean, my mum used to live on that road where that pub was.
Oh really?
I'd never been to the pub, but I've known of it for a number of years, and it was very loved. So we were very sensitive to, yes, it's a funny, ironic coincidence, but we were also really sensitive to the fact there's a lot of people that were very upset about that happened. So we've already pledged and said, if there's anything that's happening towards rebuilding it, or in some way having I don't know whether they're going to make an exhibit at the Black Country Museum or something like that, but we've said we would absolutely give a gig away to help fundraise and try and put a positive spin on it for things. But it didn't do us harm in terms of people typing in Gasoline and Matches in a search engine. But at the same time, it's a really tragic thing to have gained some publicity from. So
and then just as a kind of lighter final question. Again, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but do you guys have any sort of dream tour lineups you'd want to be a part of?
Wow. I mean, there's often, you know, from playing guitar when I was a young kid, you know, people do ask the question sometimes, you know, what's the dream? What's the moment that you dream of? And I think for me personally, like if I was playing guitar on a big stage in an arena, it doesn't matter who we're on with, or if it's our own gig, amazing.
Yes,
obviously.
yeah.
But like to be playing music every day would be the dream. And it'd just be great to get the band out there and get in front of more people and play some bigger slots on festivals. And you know, this is hopefully another level up for us, playing the Long Road.
Yeah.
For us, we've attended Long Road now for all of them so far. There's been 3 festivals before this one, and we've been looking out at the front porch stage, even thinking that's such a cool stage.
Yeah,
I'd love
awesome,
to play on that stage. So to actually have that moment today, I think it's really special for us, and none of it's lost on me. And I think, like Steve said, just having some momentum and getting to play in front of bigger audiences, and just to keep doing that really would be the dream.
Yeah, we adore what we do. We have so much fun doing what we do, and you know, it sounds cheesy, but the phrase "born to do it," it's in our blood, and you feed off the audience, and we'd love that opportunity to feed off bigger crowds and bring the energy, and hence the name of the band. You know, we bring the fire, not literally, but we it's in our hearts, and I think people see that. They see us attending festivals when we're not even playing. We love to be
exactly
around.
Kind of interacting with everyone still, and yeah, that's cool. But yeah, that's all I've got anyway, so thank you so much for sitting down and taking the time to chat.
Thank you so much.